Hey guys, this is Tainted Town Music here. Um, I'm sorry to be all emotional lately. I lost my apartment and I lost a lot of things. I lost most of my clothing. I lost a lot of friends. I lost my family. And that's not going to stop me from giving up because I don't want this to turn this into a blog. But Silent Hill has helped me out a lot in life by helping me understand that even though there are evils in this world, things that you can't really overcome by just, you know, meandering through life by talking to strangers, hoping to make friends. You can always overcome anything you deal with, just like in the games. You can overcome any obstacles you deal with. Currently, I'm living in a car, my friend's car, and I slept under a bridge with drug addicts yesterday, and it's 24 degrees outside, and all I have is this insulator blanket until the morning when they wake up. They're, of course, asleep inside, but I don't know the guy that they're staying with, and I said I'd watch the car because Manchester, New Hampshire is a very kind of iffy spot full of crime. And it is kind of cold out, but I started this channel in 2011, finding just random sort of broken notes. You got your Liminality from Liminal Records, and then I started uploading the actual music from the games. But then I saw that there's a lot of hope in the series when it comes to, hey, let's upload some fan content. Let's upload some tracks people haven't listened to, like Av Ortega or Drac Free. I started uploading their stuff, and even though it's kind of tough to deal with the fact that I have very little right now, I still have my channel's fans, the fans of Silent Hill, that keep me, my friends that I do have, that keep me positive and keep me alive in some sort of sense. It's tough. It's tough. Life isn't easy. I'm not expecting any handouts from anybody, but I just wish my family knew what I was going through. I wish everybody, and I know this sounds very grim, but I hope everybody goes through some sort of dark time in their life because it helps them realize that even though it's bad, you can always overcome it. Because, face it, if Harry didn't get out of that fucking van, no, not a fucking van, sorry, the Jeep, his Jeep Wrangler, and find his daughter, where would he have been? Where would the series have gone? Silent Hill 3 wouldn't have happened. Silent Hill Homecoming wouldn't have happened. Silent Hill Downpour wouldn't have happened. All these events are linked to one person not giving up. And I'm not going to give up either. So I may be living in a car right now while it's fucking snowing out. And this trash bag is all I have to my name. What's inside of it? A coffee mug, 3 shirts, and a pair of underwear and a pair of socks. But I'm happy that I have friends that want me safe. I have their image of safety in my heart, and their heart keeps me alive. And I want to keep making music for you guys and uploading music because it's just something I like to do. There's not that many people that really make Silent Hill content because I think a lot of people kind of gave up on the series. because we're not really going to see anything for a while. I think we will see something again. It is sad. It's terrible. It's sad that we're just not going to see any games for a while. But I think that we will see stuff because we had the stupid pachinko machines, but we also got the comic books that ascended upon Downpour, and then you got the Silent Hill vinyl, and I actually have that. It's at my friend's house for safekeeping for now. But you got the vinyl, and I just feel like you shouldn't give up on something ever. Because once you give up on something, you truly are defeated. If you give up on the series, then it's gonna die. I actually saw a video. I help run, and everybody should go to this. It's the Silent Hill fan group, the Uri. It's on Facebook. It's the world's largest Facebook group devoted to Silent Hill, and I help run it. We have all sorts of other channels too, like Resident Evil and Doom and all sorts of other series, Siren. But the Silent Hill and Resident Evil ones are very active right now. And like I was saying, what was I saying? I'm kind of cold. I'm forgetting what I'm saying. Uh, uh, oh yeah, someone posted. It's the same thing with Resident Evil 2. Someone remade Resident Evil 2 in that stupid 4, whatever it's called, some super impressive video game thing, sort of like Unity, a program, an editor, a tool. Unreal Engine 4. Someone's remaking Silent Hill 2 in Unreal Engine 4. Sadly, it's only first person, but it still looks really cool. And the video's on YouTube if you want to watch it. I'll link it in the section below. It's a short video. It's like a minute long, but it goes through the hospital and it has some updated music. And it's cool. I enjoyed it. Thanks, Kanye. Look, I'm full of memes. Oh yeah, Unreal Engine. Well, I think that you could do even better. I mean, the Fox engine would have been really impressive if they actually used it for Silent Hills, if it actually existed. But Silent Hill should have its own engine. Oh, they did? I didn't hear that. Well, if they did do a trademark on a new game, that'd be cool. Hopefully it's Silent Hill. That's what this channel's about. I saw another article about Masahiro Ito uploading monster designs for the Silent Hill series. I mean, Silent Hills, the game. And they looked pretty spooky. And I really enjoyed. I'm friends with a lot of people that help run the Silent Hill community, like Amy Ballett, who runs Silent Hill Universe and AlchemillaHospital.net. I'm close friends with her. In fact, I fell ill like a year ago, and she sent me a bunch of cool stuff in the mail, and some of which was personal paintings and even a little picture of her dogs. She has 2 little dash hounds, and she is a really good person, and she runs one of the web's biggest Silent Hill giveaway channels and news channels, websites, whatever. And it's cool that I started playing Silent Hill 2 when I was just 11 years old. Of course, it came out a long time ago. It came out when I was about 8, but I was too scared to play it. But then one day I was just like, hey, I'm depressed. Let's play something spooky. So I started playing Silent Hill 2 until I had everything. I had all the endings. I had all the green hyper spray. No, he wasn't working on Konami, but he did work on Silent Hills. But I started playing Silent Hill 2 back in the day, and the funny story about that is I had a broken PlayStation 2. He does. I know you're responding to the other guy above me, but I think he's just confused. Um, I had a broken PS2, and there's only 2 games that worked in it. California, I know what it's like to be in the position you're in. Just keep pushing through. Hey, my dad's from California. What part? He's from Bakersfield. I lived up there for about a month. I guess it's cold as fuck over there too, right? I can swear because I swear in Silent Hill. Wow. Um, uh, RC Revenge Pro and Silent Hill 2 were the only games that worked. So I got sick of playing that stupid remote control game for my fatty PS2. It was one of the fat models. And I started playing Silent Hill 2. And it was very dark all the time. In fact, once I beat the game, the first time I cleared it, I thought something was wrong with the PlayStation because I hear this loud noise going on. And then I just realized it was the chainsaw. But the story for Silent Hill 2 is so amazing that I didn't even actually play the games in order. I got Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill Homecoming, Silent Hill 4, Silent Hill Origins, Silent Hill 3, Shattered Memories, Downpour. Silent Hill Downpour and Shattered Memories and Book of Memories are the only ones I got on release date. Everything else I actually acquired Silent Hill in 2010. I don't remember when. I was a kid. It was 9 years ago. Whatever. I acquired all the games in a different order, but every now and then I'll go back and play them and do a little mini marathon for myself. It's because, like, I'll try to get someone to say, "Hey, let's want to watch me play some spooky games," and they'll say, "Sure." And oh, they don't last long. I watched. I had one of my friends watch me play Origins, and he wasn't into it very long. But I beat the game in an hour and 41 minutes, and I was pretty impressed. That's my record in 36 seconds. I don't really care. But I have every unlockable in all the games. It took me countless hours to figure out why I was missing an outfit in Homecoming, but then I realized you need to enter the PlayStation code up, up, down, down, left, right, circle, X. Or is it square? I can't remember. I haven't needed it for a while because they don't really utilize it anymore for the Konami code. And oh yeah, Silent Hill is an interesting thing. People think that it's based off Centralia. The movies were based off Centralia. Silent Hill is based off of horror movies and just rural New England. New England. It's based off of. It takes place in Maine. It's been even the first game lets you know that it takes place in New England. Talks about the settlers in Massachusetts, and Massachusetts, of course, is and Maine were once the same state, believe it or not. Then they just decided, hey, let's split up. um, Silent Hill is devised of the plans of Stephen King's stories, mainly Carrie and The Shining and all sorts of psychic. The game tells you that. It doesn't tell you that it takes place in Maine, but tells you that it takes place in New England. And Silent Hill Downpour um, states that it takes place in Maine, and the developers confirmed it. And seeing how it has such a big influence from Stephen King's stories, you can just kind of assume, oh, I love Downpour. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, the game glitches out half the game and sometimes unplayable, but I don't have any problem with that. I love the story of Downpour. I feel like Murphy is a very damaged guy, and I hate it when people say that the Silent Hill games have no depth to their characters onward after 3. Yeah, but you can also press the wrong button and throw that weapon a mile away every single time. Half the time I'd be fighting enemies and I just lunge my best weapon halfway across the map and be like, fuck, and run. But I actually beat Silent Hill Downpour. I don't know. I beat Silent Hill Downpour in hard mode my first time. Yeah, I didn't really like the other world either. I don't like running from the void. It's boring. Running from the stupid void is the most boring thing you can do. I wish it was like you could explore. Like Silent Hill 1 is easily the scariest game for its atmosphere and music. It's random noise. It's 16-bit music really does something for the heart. And then Silent Hill 2 sort of has like its orchestral feel to it. And 3 and 4 was just terrifying to me. 4, every single time a ghost would appear in the apartment at the end of the game, I would shit myself. Not literally, but I would just, those Silent Hill 4 is unplayable for me sometimes. I actually sold most of my games to other people in groups and over YouTube, eBay. I grew out of the games. Oh, dude, you should definitely play Silent Hill 4. It's my favorite. Well, actually, Origins is my favorite, believe it or not. I sympathize a lot um, with Travis. In fact, I'm writing a Silent Hill fan fiction called um, I don't know. I haven't actually written it in a while because it's on my computer, and I haven't seen my computer in a while because it's in the mail somewhere. Government shutdown makes things hard to get shipped. But it takes place with Travis's son, who I named Nathan. Nathan Howard, based off of my last name. My birth name is Reiner Howard, but now I'm Reiner King because I was actually adopted. All right, Walter, you can love Silent Hill 4. Just I in my story, I have Heather and Walter Sullivan's brother, his older brother, team up and oh, the third game's good, but the third game's my least favorite. I hate Silent Hill 3. I find it very puzzling. I find it it doesn't tell you where to go, and I like it when I have some sort of guidance. I get you're supposed to explore, but the subway was the worst part in the game. Half the doors don't work, and you just kind of wander in this labyrinth over and over again. It's even called the labyrinth. But it's it's a good game nonetheless. I love Heather as a character. Heather is one of my favorite characters, but that's why in my story I chose to have Heather die in front of her daughter. Because I felt that would be very tearing at the heartstrings of the readers. In fact, I'm trying to get an animated series done for my story based off of the beginning where Nathan decides, hey, I'm just going to go to Silent Hill to kill myself, but then meets Heather's daughter and then eventually realizes it's Heather's daughter. But it's a really dark story. I do it in sections, page sections, so every week I'll release a page, but I haven't done it in months. I have about 37 pages, 37 weeks worth of content, almost a year. And Shattered Memories has some really good music too. I love Shattered Memories actually. The collectibles are fun. You don't get anything for collecting them, but they're fun to look at, I guess. And I always get the drunk dad ending because I'm an asshole. I purposely look at alcohol just so I can get the drunk dad ending. But you can't fight, but you can maneuver the game, and it's built more for exploring. In fact, somewhere I have a pamphlet for Cold Heart, which was the original pitch. I got it through a Silent Hill site like a year ago, and it's one of 14 pamphlets that were released for the Cold Heart series or game. And it's a really rare collectible, but I just don't know where I placed it. I think it's with my friend who's also watching my record player and my vinyl collection. But Cold Heart was going to have more emphasis on combat, but it was eventually dropped. And they thought, hey, let's just release something that's fun and you can play it on the Wii. Because the Wii doesn't have a Silent Hill game and Nintendo would never have one. Oh, yeah. Cold Heart was literally, if you don't stay warm, you will die. That was part of the sales pitch. I had the whole booklet. In fact, sometime I'll make a video, a live stream about the booklet. And it was you got to stay indoors or you got to stay warm or make fires. And I think that's what made it not exist, is no one wanted to play a game that was constantly fighting off. It was supposed to be open world too. Silent Hill Homecoming and Origins was originally supposed to be well, not really Origins, but Silent Hill Homecoming would have been a open world game at one point, starring the placeholder that was originally Travis, but would have been someone else. You can look at the videos and buildings would appear and stuff. Silent Hill Homecoming was also supposed to be a trilogy, but that was dropped after the immeasurable failure of the game. I love Silent Hill Homecoming because it was my second game I owned. So between that and Silent Hill 2, I just have, oh, hey, awesome graphics. I'm 14 years old. I like awesome action and shit. Let's shoot things and run really fast and do steroids because that's what he does. They stopped it because it just wasn't popular. No one wanted to. The Silent Hill Homecoming website, even when it came out, had this cool little like document that was about. It had 2 hidden Easter eggs that they don't really have any contact with. I'll have to talk to Amy Ballard about one of them, but one of them was called Soldier's Orders, and it was Alex Shepard's log that he wrote when he was in the military, or you know, he was. No, I'm not spoiling nothing. The game's been up since 2009. 10 years old. Wow. It talks about his life in the military, or so what he thought it was. And then there's the Wintry Mist track that played in the background as a choice, which they also scrapped from the game. But other than that, I'm sorry I'm stuttering so much. I'm fucking freezing to death. I mean, like, you don't enter Silent Hill till the end. Well, actually, that's not true because you go between Shepherd's Glen and Silent Hill multiple times. The Grand Hotel takes place in Silent Hill, but you kind of just warp there. And you warp back and forth between Shepherd's Glen and Silent Hill. And, you take the boat there in the end, yeah. But you are in Silent Hill at one point in the game in the beginning. And I don't know. It's a solid game in my opinion. It has a 4.8 out of 5. That's still pretty good. It's not a 5 like Silent Hill 2, but it's got something. I even talked to Tom Hewlett at one point because one question that everybody really wants the answer to that I tried really hard to get is who the fuck wrote Heaven Will Hold It Against Me in Silent Hill Downpour? And he said, talk to the music dude behind the music. But he's dead. Oh no, I gotta plug this charger back in. My phone's dying. Oh no, did this get unplugged? I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I'm trying my best to stay alive. Not that hard. Thanks, Walter. You're a good guy. Or Carl. Or dog. Maybe you're Mira behind the computer. Just kind of making YouTube gummits. But, let me see. I have a PlayStation shirt in here. You know, you don't want to see my stupid PlayStation shirt. Anybody have any questions about Silent Hill? I'm a big lore dude. Silent Hill, Kingdom Hearts, and Dark Souls. Those are my main 3 things that I hold lore. Like, or you could have been just had Walter. I don't know. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm sorry if it sounds that way. I'm just really lost right now. In fact, it's probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just don't know what to do anymore. I gotta find a. Best thing about Silent Hill is, and I know this is kind of dumb, but you can control the characters and make them do whatever you want. Thank you, Walter. Like, that's what the multiple endings are about. You can basically merge your personality and choices, first playthrough at least, until you get the guidebook, or then maybe you want to change something up. My first playthrough, I always played the games without the guidebook. And then I just used the guidebook for speed runs. But my favorite thing about Silent Hill, in my opinion, is that you can control the character and make. Oh yeah, the UFO endings are great. Origins and Shattered Memories had my favorites, but Silent Hill 2 has that classic UFO theme at the end of it, which I thought was funny. Silent Hill 2 has 2 special endings. It has a dog ending, and then it has the UFO ending. Oh, the Shattered Memory. My mom was a bitch. Yeah, it was funny. Um, Silent Hill, I think the best thing about it is the music, actually. I changed my mind. A lot of the tracks, like, either tell the whole story of the game right away. Like Silent Hill Homecoming has Alex's theme, or Soldiers Order. Sorry, can't talk right. Um, Silent Hill Origins has ORT. Oh yeah, the games are. Every track has a different feeling to it, especially when you're in the other world. But I'd have to say my favorite track for unsettlingness is from Silent Hill 4 when you're in the staircase. Wounded Ward Song is another good one. But if we're going back to 4, maybe the best song in the game, besides Wounded War Song, is the one where you meet with Joseph. Thank you. Thank you, Marcos. I put a lot of art, I mean, a lot of heart into the art. Uh, the one where you meet Joseph is. Oh yeah, I have somewhere in my collection the Silent Hill soundbox, which comes with 8 of the main soundtracks. And in every downloadable version of, or streaming version, or physical version of Silent Hill Homecomings, it's all Alex, maybe Machine Head mix. And other than that, the only way to really find it is to get ripped copies. That's about it. And listen to it in game. Or YouTube. Like Tinderton Music has it. The original, I mean. I think Scarlet would have been a great track if they removed that stupid clanking noise. It would have been so much more sinister with that sort of demonic singing in the background. Angelic but demonic singing. Scarlet was one of my favorite bosses because it's just terrifying. It's just razor sharp teeth. It just goes munch and crunch, and it can bite your head off and kill you in one hit. Um, Second favorite boss is Caliban from Origins. I fucking love Caliban. It's such a big monster. They should have more huge monsters in the series if they ever can or ever will again. Because everything's like a human. I want to fight some giant buffalo things. It's spooky. And it makes that the thing about Caliban I like most is that you can turn off the radio and then you'll notice that it has a bell on it. And when it walks, the bell will ring like a cowbell. I got a fever, and my only prescription is more cowbell. That's Christopher Walken from Saturday Night Live. I can't tell you when. I'm just gonna say 86, and hopefully you guys believe me. Um, has a little cowbell on it. Sometimes I like to listen to the noises the monsters make without the radio on because they all kind of have their own static that they make differently. But it's fun to listen to the sound effects that all the monsters make. And Fungo off of Silent Hill Media X. I'm also friends with Dusty, sort of. We're on good terms, I think. Uh, he has. Oh, yeah, the combat system kind of sucks, but you get used to it, especially with combos. It just kind of lands into critical hits. He has every sound effect from all the games compiled into these little MIDI folders for your enjoyment. And I think I'm going to end this here because it's gone on way too long. Oh, wow, a Silent Hill 2 reference. It's 35 minutes through, and I need to sleep. But much love to everybody. Now you get to see my face really close. Look at these eyes. Oh no, I dropped it. Have a nice one, guys. It was nice talking to you guys, and thanks for all the support. Your comments really helped in my last post. But at some point, I'll be free to make music once I have my computer back.